The stage of The Voice has always been a place where dreams are made, where everyday people come into the spotlight and show the world who they actually are by singing songs that speak to their souls and sometimes even to their destinies. This has been the case from the show's inception. Angie Rey, a singer who hails from Seminole, Florida, was at a crossroads in her life when she made a bold choice that would alter the course of her life in an irreversible manner. Not only did Angie's ambition consist of performing, but she also wanted to perform for Kelsea, who had been her musical inspiration throughout her life. On that fateful night, when Angie stepped behind the iconic red chairs of The Voice with a microphone in her hand, she was not merely a candidate seeking for the approval of the coaches. Rather, she was in the process of realizing a personal desire, a longing that had been cultivated deep inside her heart for years. And what better way to show that than by playing the song Penthouse by Kelsea, a song that strongly resonated with Angie's own journey and what she wanted to accomplish in her life. Kelsea is the dream, a dream. Angie Rey had looked up to Kelsea for a very long time. There was something about Kelsea's ability to meld country and pop, her lyrical sensitivity, and the tenderness in her voice that Angie had always connected with on a personal level. Throughout her childhood, Angie had frequently discovered comfort in Kelsea's songs, a reminder that music may be both an escape and a reflection of the world around you. It was her method of navigating the intricacies of life. It was a manner that she navigated the complexity of life. In her early days as a performer, Angie frequently fantasized about the chance that she would one day be able to sing for Kelsea, of the likelihood that she would one day be able to stand on the same stage as the country pop sensation, not only as a fan, but also as a fellow artist. Because of this, Angie was aware that she needed to make the most of the opportunity to try out for The Voice when it presented itself. Despite the fact that she was aware that the trip that lay ahead of her would be difficult, competitive, and full of obstacles, she was prepared to give it her best. When she performed Penthouse, a song that had resonated with her on a multitude of levels, it was more than simply a performance for her. It was a declaration of intent, a message that she wasn't just here to compete, but to realize a dream that she had entertained for her whole life. Penthouse, the performance in question. At the moment that the music started, the room was immediately filled with the powerful voice of Angie Rey. The performance of Penthouse that she performed was a remarkable demonstration of her vocal range. She was able to capture the spirit and feeling of Kelsea original, while also adding her own distinctive flavor. Her voice soared with an unforced quality, merging smooth pop stylings with traces of emotional resonance and country overtones. Angie's voice was a wonderful example of this. She played with her whole being, delivering a performance that was not only technically flawless, but also emotionally charged. She put her whole heart and soul into every note. However, the connection was the most important aspect of this performance. It was not just the vocal prowess that was impressive. At the same time that Angie was singing the lyrics of a song, she was also telling her own story through those lyrics. From the very first few notes, it was abundantly evident that this was not merely a cover. Rather, it was a moment of self-expression, an opportunity for Angie to expose her hopes, concerns, and ambitions. The response, the coaches and the audience both. Upon hearing the concluding chords of Penthouse, it became quite evident that Angie had successfully caught something very remarkable. There was a startled hush in the room, which was followed by an eruption of ovation. Despite the fact that only a few seconds had passed, the impact of her performance was indisputable. There was a prompt response from the coaches. Michael Bublé, who is well known for his silky crooning and exquisite manner, was the first artist to perform, and he was noticeably impressed. It was clear to him that Angie was a formidable rival in the competition, and he expressed his respect for her vocal command as well as the effortless quality of her voice. The technical expertise that Angie brought to the stage was something that Bublé, a coach who has been an active participant in the music industry for decades, deeply valued. The thing that jumped out, however, was his acknowledgement of Angie's exceptional capacity to strike a balance between expertise and emotional depth. Following that, the ever-charismatic coach, Adam Levine, offered his thoughts. Adam, who was a part of Maroon 5 in the past, has had the opportunity to listen to and collaborate with some of the most talented musicians in the business. Nonetheless, even he was surprised by Angie's performance. Angie's performance was described as mesmerizing by him, and he expressed his confidence that she had the potential to go far in the competition. He was quick to praise her vocal skills. The natural passion that Adam exhibited, on the other hand, was what gave Angie the impression that she had accomplished something genuinely remarkable. However, Kelsea Ballerini was the one who provided the most heartfelt response. Kelsey's statements had an additional weight because she was the only coach who had a personal connection to the song that Angie had just sung after she had finished. She made the observation that Angie's voice had layers and depth, much like her own music, and remarked, "I hear a little country in there, I hear pop and soul." She even went so far as to call Angie a superstar, which was something that put the audience as well as Angie herself in a state of great awe. By virtue of her vocal abilities, Angie had not only managed to captivate a group of renowned coaches, but she had also managed to establish an emotional connection with Kelsea Ballerini herself. It was the realization of a dream, the conclusion of years of labor, and the beginning of something much more significant than what had been accomplished otherwise. However, despite Kelsea's accolades, Angie appeared to be just beginning her journey, an accomplishment of a personal dream. For Angie, the purpose of this performance was not simply to win the favor of the coaches. Rather, it was to fulfill something that was far more personal to her to achieve. The moment she came onto the stage, she was no longer merely a contestant. She was an artist with a narrative to tell, someone who had struggled for her place in the spotlight. She was a contestant. The performance of Kelsea's Penthouse was her way of paying tribute to the journey that had brought her to this point in time and of demonstrating to the world that dreams, regardless of how vast they may be, can be realized. It was a recognition of all the years of work and perseverance that Angie had put in, and when she was told that Kelsea was beyond impressed with her performance, it felt like a validation. This voyage, which had started in Seminole, Florida, had completed a full circle, and now the entire world was watching closely. To Angie Rey's delight, her wish had come true. A glance towards the future, The Voice, and beyond. The journey that Angie was taking on The Voice was not even close to being finished as the blind auditions continued. As she proceeded to demonstrate her capacity to adapt and develop, she continued to impress the coaches with her variety, seamlessly navigating between different genres. Not only did Angie stand out due to her wonderful voice, but she also stood out due to the fact that she was genuine. The competition became more heated as the battle rounds approached. Angie offered something that was distinctively her own to every stage that she visited, whether she was performing a pop ballad, a bluesy track, or something with a country twist. Angie Rey demonstrated that she was more than just a contender on The Voice with each and every performance that she displayed. She had the capacity to redefine what it meant to be a contemporary artist in the world of music, and she was well on her way to becoming a legend in the music industry. In addition, regardless of how far she progressed in the tournament, there was one thing that was certain. Angie Rey had already accomplished something that was significantly more significant than simply winning. She had realized a dream that would motivate others to pursue their own dreams.